fans like to see. He is all over his opponent.
Remember those days as a kid, trying to impress your dad with karate moves from the movies? Well, there's a man who effortlessly makes other people's long-trained moves look surreal and almost fake, thanks to his sheer power.
I'll tell you what, I can there's the
He's so immense that anyone standing next to him seems like a child in comparison. Witnessing him in action is like watching a living, breathing superhero. Today, you'll see brutal finishes of the king of 4 rounds himself, Butterbean.
There it is. There you go. There it is. Oh, that's about it.
Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. In an intense mixed martial arts matchup, the notorious tough man James Thompson faced off against Butterbean.
And on my left, James the Colossus Thompson!
The stare-down before the fight was electric, with both fighters showing fierce determination in their eyes.
Disguise, actually. He's probably going to use his...
Once the action began, the fighters started cautiously trying to find the right distance. However, Butterbean seemed unfazed by the slow start. Without hesitation, he pressed forward with a relentless barrage of punches, landing a slight touch on his opponent's forehead that sent Thompson to the canvas.
I mean, that's about it. Butterbean has done it. Thompson still looking for the takedown.
The rest of the fight was a mere formality, with Butterbean finishing it off efficiently. The conclusion of the bout left some questioning whether the punch truly connected or if there was something more to it. But those who truly understand Butterbean's fighting style know that he harnesses not only his own power, but also the power of nature. In this particular moment, he seemingly used the force of the wind to enhance the impact of his energy. In a rare spectacle, 2 massive fighters, neither of whom had faced opponents of their size before. It was akin to witnessing 2 albino lions meeting each other in the wild savannas. As they squared off, the anticipation of Japanese fans was about to be realized. Techniques. It was the Toughman competition, and both fighters had already won 2 fights before this one. The stakes were high as they squared off to determine who the real tough man was.
Henry, who's in his 3rd tough man, has won the first.
Henry maintained a high guard, while Butterbean took a different approach, launching a combination of punches with his hands kept low. In a surprising turn, Henry managed to throw Butterbean off balance and believed he had a chance to hurt the renowned king of 4 rounds.
The punch after that. Butterbean landing a right.
However, Eric quickly regrouped and landed another powerful blow that wobbled Brian, turning the tables on him like a reverse Uno card. From the front row seats, Mrs. Butterbean cheered on her man, showing unwavering support. Brian started the 2nd round strong, displaying more confidence as he threw punches with conviction. The intensity escalated, and neither fighter had any option but to press forward.
Keep on going ahead. Tough men, keep on punching. Tough men never step back. Tough men, keep on going ahead. Tough men.
Brian fought with sheer determination, fueled by his ego, knowing that not stepping back against Esch was equivalent to a death sentence in a Texas prison. The right overhand punch came swiftly and forcefully, delivering a brutal knockout straight out of a movie scene.
Fight on, fight on, fight on! Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The match concluded in an explosive knockout, solidifying Butterbean's reputation as the real tough man in the Toughman competition.
Curry Biles Butterbean.
Right from the start, Biles Kerry showcased his skillful use of the lead hand, especially with his jab, which he utilized freely and successfully.
A little off balance there. Biles, a good boxer.
However, he seemed oddly off balance on his feet. Kerry also employed his head movement effectively to evade Butterbean's powerful overhand punches. The round had an unusual flow, as Kerry struggled to maintain the right distance from his opponent. Just when it appeared that Biles might have won the round, Butterbean launched a quick combination that further disrupted his opponent's balance.
He missed with his big shots. But he wobbles Biles with the left hook.
Despite the challenging situation, Biles intelligently held on, moved his head, and managed to survive the round. Interestingly, Biles started the second round quite strongly, bringing back his effective jabs. Although he still seemed slightly off balance, his unorthodox movement appeared to help him evade several of Butterbean's crushing punches. Unexpectedly, Biles landed a flush straight right hand multiple times, catching Butterbean off guard and clearly frustrating him.
Straight right hand by Kerry. And another one.
In response, Butterbean attempted to initiate a brawl. During a clinch, a peculiar punch landed right on Biles Kerry's ear, resulting in a knockout.
You know, I can tell. There's the first knockdown. I didn't quite get it spat out. All of a sudden, kerplunk. He heard it all right.
Butterbean is powerful. That's
Joe Wiggins.
In this fight, the legendary Butterbean was confronted by a boxer in a very mediocre record of 1 victory by knockout and as many as 3 defeats. Against the background of such an inexperienced opponent with a negative record, Eric Butterbean looked like a real monster who must destroy his opponent. At the start of the fight, Joe showed himself very well. He moved briskly and punched quick blows at his opponent, and in the first minute he managed to shake Butterbean with a right straight.
champion of the world because he lost one. So, oh my, he's hurt. I'll tell you right now.
Then he tried to build on his success, but Eric recovered, after which the fighters continued to punch hard blows.
Waiting in. And, well, if you're not intimidated by Butterbean,
We've seen this. Well, that's what Joe Wiggins sees.
In the second round, the hack continued. Butterbean tried to cut down his opponent, but the daring Joe responded with no less powerful blows. However, by the end of the second round, Eric still pressed his opponent and was close to the finish.
and the uppercut is there for Butterbean.
And he's getting hurt. We'll be back for round 3. We think there'll be one.
In the third round, Joe recovered and, due to his speed, interrupted Eric, who was powerful like a tank. However, by the end of the round, Wiggins was tired, which Eric took advantage of. Despite the fact that Eric lost the round, he was still able to grind his opponent, winning another bright victory.
Wiggins did, and he's in trouble in here. And in our view, beat Butterbean, but didn't get the decision. That's it.
Butterbean. James the Baker Man Baker.
Eric Butterbean was followed by James Baker, who during his presentation decided to show how cool he was in boxing. But in fact, it turned out that he was cool only in a shadow fight, since the fight ended before it began.
It's good comedy when he sees it, but Butterbean looks good to see. He is all over his opponent, James Baker, and has him down in the first round.
Eric immediately squeezed the enemy and literally smashed his bombs with both hands, knocking out the enemy. Butterbean got another tough victory.
He's 35 years of age with a nondescript.
In this fight, Eric was opposed by Talon, who had a record of 5-3. The fight began with Butterbean's attack.
Scored a third-round knockout against Patrick.
In the first round, Butterbean looked much better despite the fact that he was much thicker than his opponent. The speed was on his side, due to which he was close to knocking out his opponent at the end of the round with powerful hits.
Talon with some counterpunching of his own. Butterbean missing with a right hand, scoring with a left and a right as Talon comes in to end.
In the second round, Butterbean continued to punch powerful blows at a rather static opponent, and soon he managed to shake his opponent.
Talon just got knocked.
Then Eric smelled blood and ran into Kevin to end the fight. It was not possible to finish off the opponent due to the end of the round.
Continues to pound the overmatched Talon.
But he successfully did it in the next round. Eric pinned the enemy to the ropes and destroyed him with his most brutal blows.
Butterbean's picking the right punch. The opponent in front of him to nail him a little bit like Funmaker and
Make the punches, the return punches miss. right hand over top really did the damage.
Devis.
Next confronted the hero of our issue, Devis.
Devis doesn't even want to look. Butterbean.
The fight began slowly. Eric pursued the enemy and waited for the right moment to inflict his legendary right side. Richard also took aim and tried to move around the ring.
Butterbean is 120, lost 1.
However, Eric quickly found the perfect moment to attack and was able to cut down the enemy with a powerful blow. His opponent seemed no match for him, as he effortlessly outperformed those considered to have the perfect physique.
He is his own mitts. Oh, the left hand, and Davis.
Witnessing a man with such a unique build excel in the ring left the public in awe. If you crave more brutal knockouts, hit the like button, and don't forget to comment on who should be featured in our next video.